Anyone want to send me 1 million? Then I can do anything you want, realistically. I can even strip for you. Shit! Okay, how about... Whoa! Don't you dare think that was going to happen. Not on this platform. $1 million. Get a grip of yourself. And a big shout out to Bianca and Mercedes for the suggestion. Let's go as I redo this again for the purpose of the video because funny. I mean,
that's one of the big questions that I have. Where is all my money?
Who knows? Babe, once you have the package, everything will be fine.
There's nothing I can do to help you anymore. I've given you everything I have to get you here.
Everything you have? I think if you give anyone $1 million, you know, you expect a little sum in return, a little bit of a coochie scratch or something. What in the hell am I looking at here? Anyone watched, like, Wizard? No. What? What's that film with the follow the yellow brick road and how have I forgot the name? You know, with Dorothy, is that her name? The Wicked Witch or something. It looks like just a floating head, just there with a hat on. It's real.
You're not here. There's nothing else I can do. But he might be a complete criminal.
Yeah.
I have no way of knowing. I want to know.
Could you send me Donald?
I want to know who he is.
Oh.
If he's a real person or not.
Wow, my sweet Lulu. Is your name Lulu? Because the joke just writes itself. Delulu. I must admit though, Mr. Donald has great handwriting. Look how everything, it's so, like, uniform. It's incredible. And I'm telling you, I've once eaten on a table that had this man's shirt as a cloth thing.
What's up, Seekers? Welcome back to another
Liza.
episode of Scamfish, sponsored by Social Catfish.
So where'd Lulu come from? The scammer is taking the piss out of you then. I mean, we'll get to the backstory behind Lulu, but if...
What?
Still a part of me that believes some of these things that he is saying to me.
I mean, good on you, innit?
What's up, Seekers? Today we have a very special episode. It's about a woman named Liza who lost $1 million to a romance scam.
Right.
She thought that she was going to be receiving a $700 million parcel from her boyfriend who she met online.
Right.
In most instances, when you guys watch these YouTube videos, we literally have 1 week to interview, edit, film, do research. And so we don't get to showcase all the things that we do behind the scenes, what these victims go through. And this is a very special video because we take you over an 8-month journey of us working with Liza Likens and working behind the scenes to do the research, to go visit her, all the editing that happened. And in the end, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but we have a really good surprise. So watch it to the end.
Because of that, this video is very special to us. And with all the time and work that we put into it, if you like our content,
yes,
feel free to like, comment, and subscribe.
Wow.
Our team appreciates you.
Wow, never did I think we'd see the, you know, the stereotypical YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and guys, am I in for another hour here? Are we going to experience 1 hour of my absolute shit ramblings? Get the popcorn. Get the ties. I don't know why I still own this, by the way. I made that Christmas video and I've kept it for this shit. Look at it. I'm actually scared it won't come off, but we'll cross that bridge at the end of this video.
Mash that subscribe button. We appreciate it.
Smash
Thank
it.
you. So this has been an 8-month thing with Liza. She lost $1 million, which
That's
is
insane.
devastating. But we're here today to
incredible
talk about the
eyebrows.
case.
by the way?
Liza's our friend, like bottom line. You know, like we went over in Vegas. I danced to, you know, her singing live.
Yeah.
You know, we put a smile on her face and ultimately like worked to like try to help her out.
Hi, my name is Liza Likens.
What a name.
I am a professional background vocalist, signed to Warner Reprise Records in Nashville for about 4 years. 1 year I spent touring with Clint Black and all. That was kind of what got me connected to my country roots.
She used to sing backup for Fleetwood Mac. When we visited her, she received a message from Priscilla Presley. I mean, she's been around really big names.
This is my music and music room / closet. I sang for many, many years backup vocals with Linda Ronstadt. And I lived with Stevie Nicks for 10 years. Stevie is one of my dearest friends, and I've toured with Stevie as a background vocalist. When I was on tour with Fleetwood Mac, Christine McVie had dropped a bundle of cash out of her purse.
I don't want to obviously say too much about what's going on because I have no clue about what's going on. I don't know any of these people. I think Fleetwood Mac is the person that sang Return of the Mac. You'd hope so, I guess, with Mac in the name. Before people comment, yes, I searched after and it's Mark Morrison, not Fleetwood Mac, who sings Return of the Mac. Apologies.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Doesn't the guy in the red look like me, you know, if I took care of myself a little bit better?
Like a wad of bills, and I bent down to pick it up and give it back to her, and she went, "Oh, no. Oh, no, I can't take it. It's bad luck. You must keep it." And it must have been about $5,000 of cash.
Sorry? Why don't I walk in the street and, you know, some famous singer drops 5K and then they say, no, you keep it?
Stop it. Get some help.
I've been married twice. My first marriage was to a very wonderful record producer. My second husband, Greg, we were married for 23 years. We never fought. We never argued about anything. We were the happiest couple you ever saw.
Right.
And 2 years ago, my husband passed away.
Rest in peace.
This is my favorite picture of him. He was gorgeous. He was my boyfriend in college when we were 18. When my husband passed away, I just kind of went into isolation.
Right.
I couldn't talk to anybody. I couldn't do anything but cry. All my friends were saying, you got to stop isolating. So I was trying to stop isolating and get back into having a life again.
Understandable.
And I was so lonely that I started going on Facebook. So my friend who was also in the entertainment business, she said the only way to meet guys anymore was to do online dating. So first thing I did was I went on Facebook and I changed my status that I was a widow.
Why do you think people that are widowed or divorced start online dating?
I think it's loneliness is major.
Loneliness is like the biggest thing. You know, I'm very fortunate I'm in a situation where I'm not lonely, but like imagine having somebody you wake up to every day of your life.
I know.
And just having that ripped away from you overnight. And this person, as soon as I woke up, they were texting me. Before I went to bed, they were texting me. You know, they were telling me nice things, stuff that I didn't hear from anybody else. Everybody wants to feel that emotion, you know, of love, and it's just natural.
The first time I ever encountered Donald was on Facebook.
Right.
And I got a friend request from this guy. The only reason I responded was because he reminded me of my husband. He was from Germany. My husband was of German descent. And they looked very similar. They looked like they could be brothers.
I mean, if you say so.
He'd been a widow for 8 years.
Of course he has.
He had a son who he was putting through college in London. and he was looking for someone to be his wife. He wanted to get married. And
Whoa, have we got another Mr. Dickinson situation? Another Harry Potter scenario where the son is in London and the father is doing some kind of escapade somewhere else. I want to say that being in the entertainment industry, obviously I don't know anything about that. As much as I think I'm entertaining, that's about where we draw the line regarding entertainment. But surely she would have the opportunity to be in different clubs, different, social situations. So I don't know what's happened there. I would have assumed she'd be in many different clubs, in the sense that, clubs and, book clubs. I get very different types of clubs I've just mentioned. But you get my point. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's happened there. So,
settle down. Very, very handsome man. Extremely handsome. He looked like a movie star. And I thought, wow, maybe he's a right. German movie star. That's how good looking he is. He's got blonde hair that he wears in a nice fancy pompadour. Blonde, he looks very much like a gentleman. All his clothes are Ralph Lauren.
Ralph Lauren, by the way. Sponsor me! Let me know in the comments. Do you say Ralph Lauren or Ralph Lauren? I think that's an American thing to say Ralph Lauren. I remember watching Friends and obviously... Oh, how can I forget her name? Rachel always used to say Ralph Lauren. So, let me know. But, Ralph Lauren, sponsor me, because... I mean, look at me! Maybe I can wear some type of, Ralph Lauren fleece hoodie. Do you guys have that? Hook me up.
Totally handsome. Like your typical handsome German movie star look.
I don't know many German movie stars.
And then he kept sending me messages. He thought I was the most beautiful woman he'd ever seen.
Right. Someone made a comment about this in a previous reaction. I think, and I agree, if someone messages you randomly and says that you are the most beautiful person they've ever seen, maybe take that with a pinch of salt. Not because of your own looks, but because get a grip of yourself. Why would you randomly say that to someone? And most of the time, even if they're not trying to scam you, their intentions are quite bad, if we're being honest. I get it's romantic to say, but be serious, yeah? You've never seen the person. You've just seen a picture, but somehow now they're the most beautiful person that you've ever seen in your life. Hopefully that's not too harsh. I mean, if you believe that you are attractive, all power to you. Because I don't. Look at this. Look! In Dumbo. But you get it, right? Most of the time, it's got bad intentions. Just want you to pay attention to that little detail. Even though it might obviously feel good to receive that message. Most of the time, it's probably gonna just be a weirdo.
He couldn't stop staring at my eyes. Were they contact lenses or were they my real eye color? And that he was just mesmerized with me and he wanted to get to know me. So then I thought, oh, okay, all right. And that's how it started. So he was an old-fashioned gentleman was the approach. So it seemed very safe. It seemed like I was dealing with somebody who was a good person.
This person that she was talking to used pictures that were very similar of her husband. Right. So I don't know if that was on purpose or an accident, but that's what she fell in love with.
Following the passing of her husband, Liza found herself in a secure financial situation that allowed her to retire comfortably. She owned a beautiful home and no longer needed to work.
The first time
genuinely, I don't think it's coming off.
started to ask me for money. He said because he was working in a foreign country.
What is it with these people and never having money to pay Wi-Fi? Why is it always Wi-Fi? What Wi-Fi are you guys using? This must be golden Wi-Fi, yeah? The gold bar of Wi-Fi. Because how can no one ever afford to buy Wi-Fi? I just don't understand this. Really don't understand. And it's always the people that say they're going to take care of the woman, of the victim, whatever. You can't pay for Wi-Fi, bro. What are you gonna... How are you taking care of anyone?
Had to buy Wi-Fi time. I didn't know what he was talking about, but anyway, he asked me if I could send him $1,000 because...
And that's another thing. What are these Wi-Fi bills? $1,000? I think the other reaction, there was like 2.5k or something. What are these Wi-Fis? Well, where are you? How much time do you spend on the internet? Very valuable questions to ask yourself. And genuinely, if someone asks... I don't even think I said genuinely properly there, but we're gonna roll with it anyway. If someone asks you for 1k for a Wi-Fi bill, you need to tell them... Get a grip of yourself.
We had started
Wi-Fi
talking
time,
on the phone for several hours every night. And I said, wow, that's a lot of money for Wi-Fi. He made it clear that it was the only way we could communicate and he really needed it.
And you said, yeah, normal.
And he also told me that on this mining job, his pay was to receive half of the gold that they had mined.
So
and
what?
He would pay me back every single penny.
Are there still gold miners out there? When I hear gold mining, I just think of like Red Dead Redemption, you know, like we're throwing it back to like cowboy days. I didn't think gold mining was still a thing.
What? What the?
I had lots of money back then, and I said yes, I would send it to him.
And you've pissed it away.
The next thing he did to ask me for money was he sent me a picture of this red safe. Like, there were probably about 24 gold bars in the bottom of the safe.
Oh.
And then he was putting in $100,000 bundles of American US dollars. And then...
Stop! Shut the hell up right now. If he's putting 100 grand bundles in, why can't he pay for his Wi-Fi? You wanna... How about you take 1k, Mr. Donald, from the 100k bundle and shove it up your ass and pay Wi-Fi? Come on, Liza. Come on. Come on.
He tells me he was having them send the safe to me and what was my home address.
You know what? I'm pausing it again. I'm so sorry as we stare at Drew. If you meet someone online, let's say hypothetically this is a real situation, and you're in love with them, and you've come across a safe with gold bars, and for some reason you're putting 100k in there every now and then, well, I guess so, that's real, because you want to save it, right? What better place to save money than a safe? It's in the name. Why would you then think, yeah, I'm gonna send this to the person that I've been speaking to on Facebook for a few weeks? Because that's the person that deserves the money.
This box that's just being moved all around America.
Yeah, I think even, you know, in Liza's case, it's almost to the point where it's an investment with her money. You know, yeah, she loves the attention, but she's been promised X amount of money.
Yeah.
After he got my address,
So she's a
he said,
scammer
I
as
need
well.
the money to pay them before they can make the delivery. If you pay it, I promise I'll pay you back 5 times more than it cost.
How?
I'll take care of everything.
Where's that money
He
coming
sent
from?
me this email from Frontline Logistics
All
listing the 3 different ways we could have the
I'm
delivery.
seeing 20 grand.
One was for $20,000. One was for
I'm sorry, is that
$40,000.
140K?
And one, which I would have in 3 days, was for $140,000.
I'm very sorry right now. One, where is he mining this gold? Is he in space that it costs this much to deliver? 2, 3 business days, 140. Are you delivering this with something that you've pulled out of Elon Musk's ass? What are you delivering this with? Some kind of ship? The motherboard or something, which is a computer thing, but it kind of makes sense because surely somewhere an alien has named their ship the motherboard. It just makes sense. But get a grip of yourself. If you watching this right now, I swear if you ever pay 140 grand for delivery, I can't help you. Which I can't anyway, but get my point.
I had the money.
No.
So I got the money, and I paid $145,000
That's more!
for the delivery of this red safe with the 24-karat gold bars and all the bundles of cash, which I was told by Donald that it equaled $700 million.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean? 700 M's? Yeah, I guess, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I will gladly give you 1 M to get 700 M's back. But goodness gracious me, how deep is this safe? How much do the gold bars equate to? Are they being shipped from the equator itself that it costs this much? I mean, fair play at this point, you know what I mean? Can you help someone in this scenario, genuinely? Like the FBI, when they hear of this, do they think to themselves, listen, you're on your own here. You wanted a safe that probably cost $20 from Amazon that's been filled with plastic gold bars and Donald's fake money. You do what you want at this point. I can't help you. I mean, if I was the FBI and I was saddled with this task, this case, I'd quit my job. I want to be a spy, not a f***ing wrangler of money. That didn't even make sense.
I go out of my way and I do something for you, you know, whether you say it or not, you're going to feel like you owe me something, right? So I'm saying, hey, look, I have this package and I'm sending it to you, right? So now you're like,
well,
oh,
I thought it was
this
700
great
M's, now
person
it's
I'm in
700K.
love with, they're sending me this package, you know, and I'm going to be rich. So they're playing into different types of emotions. So when that first message comes from what you think is a third-party company, you're all of a sudden trusting and you're excited to get this package.
This safe, this package, right? Where the hell has it come from, by the way? I don't know if I've missed it, but did he find this safe? Did he just have the safe in general? Does he always take safes filled with gold bars into his mining job?
Pay a little bit of money because it's not a lot of money. And if it gets a package to you, the risk outweighs the reward. And then it gets stuck again and the money becomes greater.
This plane got stopped
he's in Russia.
Greece.
What?
At customs, and it got stopped in Turkey.
No.
And
not the Turkish mandem. The Turkish Taliban. I've been found out. Shit! Look, I didn't do anything to the gold bars, okay? Maybe I shoved it up my ass a little bit just to get some satisfaction, but you don't know how it feels to work for the Turkish Taliban. We're not allowed to have pleasure.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Spain. They
been
were
everywhere.
contacting me that I need.
This safe is Pitbull's long-lost brother. It's Mr. Worldwide 2.0.
This is great banter.
Contact my husband Donald and tell him that he needs to come immediately to claim ownership
he's coming.
of the parcel.
He's coming. The fact that you've sent him 1 million. He's coming.
Well, he said he was in the middle of his job and he couldn't leave. So the Frontline Logistics said that they would have somebody get plastic surgery to look like Donald and would go and claim ownership. When they needed that, they needed $200,000. And I needed to send it immediately.
This started to turn into a James Bond movie pretty quick. Liza had already sent a couple $100,000 getting the parcel.
James Bond? What, 007? How about double... No, 000. Their brains are just not there. Listen, everyone. I know this might be harsh, right? Yeah, cool. She's lonely. Her husband passed. That's sad. Rest in peace. But goodness gracious me, at what point does your brain ring some bells here? Huh? You know the church bells and they're massive. In her brain, it's just, you know that little monkey? Ding, ding, ding. That, you know, the Simpsons thing. Really? You are happy. You will oblige. I will get plastic surgery. Yes! For you, Mr. Donald. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And genuinely, I believe this is scripted at this point. You can't tell me someone seriously has fallen for this.
The shipment was just days away from arriving. Her heart was racing.
Oh,
and
she
it started
hasn't
to
even had
begin to feel
surgery.
like she was gambling. If she didn't send this money, the shipping company claimed that they would lose the package. So she paid the $200,000.
He makes everything sound so believable, and I have to keep reminding myself, I don't think any of this is true. I wish it was, but I don't think it is.
Wow, what part
The package
exactly?
was finally out of customs and the plane had landed in the city of Las Vegas. It was taken off the plane and loaded onto a truck. This package was just an hour away from Liza, but then there was another problem.
They had arrested the two men that had the safe in the truck.
Why? Why?
And that he had to come immediately
But why?
and claim ownership so that the two guys they arrested from Frontline Logistics could be released.
But why were they arrested?
So he said he flew from Brisbane,
What?
Australia, and he flew to Spain.
When the two delivery men were arrested, Donald hopped on the next flight straight to Las Vegas so he could claim the parcel. But then there was another issue.
He said they took him to jail
Why?
and that they had a trial and
What?
they put him in a Spanish prison.
Please. Are we gonna find out why the delivery drivers were arrested and why you've been arrested? What's going on? Did a hotel staff member plant cocaine in your luggage? Is that what's happened? Or did my fellow brothers at the Turkish Taliban ram you in the ass with missiles and snitch on you? You are not a gold miner. You are a scammer. I'm sorry, but it's all business here at the Turkish Taliban as I rest my arm on this chair as if I'm a villain. Get a grip of your f***ing self.
In a city named Elche. He
Elche.
sent me pictures, and they would give him his phone every night for 20 minutes, and he would call me every night until they would come and ask him for his phone back.
I'm sorry. Alright? Where is his son in this situation? Because I know he's in college. Sure, he's going to uni or whatever in London. He must be worried sick about his father. He's in prison.
And he was having me still send him money
But you're in jail.
for his Wi-Fi.
Guys, I think this might be like the second time I've ever got out of my chair. You know, the stereotypical reaction, yeah? What? Did you actually send the money for the Wi-Fi whilst he's in prison? Tell me that. Or must his Wi-Fi be paid even though he's not there? Which, I mean, yes, technically you would, but he's in jail. Where's the money going? You can't tell me this ain't scripted, guys. You can't tell me this story's real. I'm so sorry. You cannot.
We had gone through $750,000.
Look, I'm going to pause it again, and I'm extremely sorry. But at what point in your head do you not feel this is too much money and I'm actually being bled dry? Yeah, Donald is a leech and he's sucking me everywhere, and not in the fun way. Alright? This is ridiculous. When you're paying for someone's bullshit, $750K, when are you going to stop, woman? When?
Of my inheritance from my husband.
What a
He
shame.
had left me to live on for the rest of my life.
What a shame.
And they were going to free him on $250,000 bail.
My sweet Lulu, once again, well done, Donald. You've hit the nail on the head. She is a very sweet Lulu. I can't believe your poor husband, you've pissed the money away. Do you not have kids? I've just thought of this. Grandkids? Anyone else you could, share this money to? But no, I'm going to spunk it away on Mr. Donald. $250K for bail. What the hell did Donald do, man? Why is he there? Is this him in the jail, by the way? And he's allowed to wear his shirt, huh? His hair slicked back and he's f***ing smiling. Hey, MFer, if someone sent me a picture in jail and they're smiling and they asked me to pay their bail, I ain't paying for shit, mate. You look happy as f*** there. You stay there. This is ludicrous. Not the rapper. I'm not even reading that.
I sold my house for his bail.
Oh my lord.
Stupidest, one of the most stupid things I ever have done in my life.
Where are you right now then?
That I regret every day. My beautiful house that was built for us. The profit on my house was $300,000. That was on a Thursday. The cash was in my account, I think, the next Wednesday. They paid cash for the house, and I was out, and I moved into the Trump Hotel. I had all...
Hold on a second here. Have you guys clocked on to the irony here? That someone called Donald has scammed her and she has to move into the Trump Hotel? No, it's scripted! This is the worst Hallmark movie I've ever seen in my life. You cannot tell me that Catfish didn't script this. This is fake. This isn't real. It's a parody. It must be.
I had already gone through all my inheritance money, and I am very ashamed of myself for using that to send to somebody that I had never met.
I'm glad you took some accountability.
Somebody that I had fallen for online.
That's not falling for them.
I asked my husband to forgive me.
When we look at these people that lose money and they go through this like crazy rabbit hole of sequences, what these scammers use to get money from, we look at them all the time and be like, how dumb. Like, granted, people are willingly giving money, and so that's like the first problem. But at the same time, like, this is a major form of manipulation these people are going through. There are a lot of psychological principles that go into this, Like, if you wake up every single day and you do the same thing every single day, you're gonna continue doing the same thing. And so, like, if you look at abusive relationships, right? Not scamming relationship, but abusive relationships, and people look at other people and they're like, how could they stay in that relationship? It's bad, it's terrible.
I agree with
this. We all
this.
know somebody that has been in a bad relationship, right? That has gone on way too long. it's because they're used to being part of that relationship and it's a normal part of their lifestyle, and it's hard to separate it from themselves.
After I
Look, I agree with that aspect, that people in abusive relationships more often than not find it difficult to leave just because of the circumstance. They're afraid to speak out. There's a whole multitude of reasons. But I don't feel like it's right to compare it to this. I get it in the sense that, you know, this is similar, or they can't leave, it's not that easy. But at what point does it become or feel normal that it's love? Sending this much money to someone you've never met. I can understand it, right? I can understand it in the sense that it's difficult being alone, and sending money once is likely going to trickle its way down to sending money 69 times. But no, I said before that when someone, I can't remember their name, but their husband passed and just straight jumped into another relationship, the online relationship. Please, I really hope you never have to experience such a thing. But if a loved one passes away and it's a romantic relationship that you had with them, I recommend seeing a therapist, a counselor, someone who can provide you with professional support, because I know it's easy for these victims to say, oh, I moved on, etc. And the story that I'm mentioning right now, they did say that they moved on, but then ultimately they didn't. She acknowledged that she should have grieved longer, grieved better. So I'm getting the same vibe here. But that much money, it's crazy. I'm really sorry, because at what point do you say to yourself, I love this person, right? But then I also want that promise of 700 million. This is...
paid for his bail. He didn't show up, but that's when he said that Customs stopped him when he got off the plane in Las Vegas, expatriated him
to Turkey,
back
right?
to Turkey.
Right. Where in
There's
Turkey?
nothing I can do to help you
Where?
anymore. I've given you everything I have to get you here. You're not here. There's nothing else I can do.
When Liza initially reached out to us, she thought she had only sent $800,000 to help Donald. But as we started to dig in, it was more. The money that she was sending to him while he was in prison added up to a larger amount.
But after digging in, it looks like north of a million.
Yeah. So it's like she didn't even know how much money she lost because she was so focused on like the now and trying to get this money and every sequence that happened, and she literally had no clue until we started looking through receipts and you pulled all the crypto, the Bitcoin, and then we talked to her friend. Like it's probably, unfortunately, like between 1.2 and 1.5 million dollars.
Yeah. That's one of the big questions that I have. Where is all my money? I've asked him to please send me back some money so that I could pay my bills.
Yeah, Donald ain't sending you shit, right? He's took you want to know where your money is. Your money has gone to the clubs and the uns clubs, right? Yeah, dancing. Yeah, he's gone to alcohol, some type of spliffs, just everything you can imagine that you would spend 1 million on. It's gone there.
And he says, honey, you know what we've used all the money for? They're not going to give it back to me.
Who is they?
That's what he says to me.
I feel like
I want to know who he is.
We've missed
if he's a
crucial
real person
information.
or not.
He's not real.
I like the personality that he has made me think is him.
But what personality is this? The bleeding you dry of money? What personality? He hasn't even asked if you've eaten. So that's a massive X in my book. Scammer bingo. He hasn't asked. He hasn't said queen.
I don't know if that's really him, but he might be a complete criminal.
Yes, he is.
I have no way of knowing. I want to know.
You do know.
There's still a part of me that believes some of these things that
Did he send you
is
this
saying to
this
me.
picture or what?
How much information did Liza have? How did you and your team attack, this in depth?
She received tons of images of him. She also received images of his so-called castle. Apparently he owned a castle in Germany.
Purple helicopter.
He had a purple helicopter, a red safe. We were able to find a lot of these image matches using reverse image search tools.
It makes sense. That's why the Wi-Fi costs $1,000. Because it's sending internet through a castle. Wow, I understand now.
Also, something we dug into was the crypto wallets, which she had several.
Stick around until the end. We'll reveal the real man in the photos and even find Liza's money along with the person behind the transactions. If you've made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, and
If you've
subscribe,
made it
guys.
this far,
we appreciate you so much.
like and subscribe.
A few days later,
I appreciate
our
you.
team took a trip to Vegas to meet Liza and reveal everything we found out about
Cut
Donald.
myself.
Let's talk about visiting Liza and breaking down this information to
I don't
her.
look like a hotel.
Okay, I hope I don't have a heart attack.
No, you're not, Liza.
So this is your report that we created. We did some research on
What
Donald.
am I supposed to be looking
I
at?
was looking at the email that he had written to you with, and it had said it was from Frontline Logistics.
Right, that was the first time when he said he was sending me the 700 million in gold bars and bundles of $100 US $100 bills.
And so
Do you know what I've just realized? Would this company, if it was real, would they actually send 700 million? Because I don't think I would trust any company if I'm gonna be shipping out 700 million. I'm delivering that shit myself. I've got the safe tied to my back like a backpack. It's like I've got, Pikachu on my back. Let's go on a day. We're going on a trip in my favorite rocket ship. Zooming through the sky. Little Einstein, gotta deliver. Shh, you get my point, right? I was gonna burst into more of a song, but we ain't got time for that.
they had reached out to you through this email. So we went on to the Frontline Logistics website, and we couldn't find any such email existing for that company.
What a
so
shock.
what that means is he just created this email. Exactly.
But he used a real company, so that you
He
think
did.
it's a real company.
Oh, it's a real
but
company.
he created a different email.
Right.
He said, let me tell them that they need to write you back because you're my wife and you're getting this package. And then they wrote me back, so it was him.
Yeah.
And it also
Right, I'm gonna rewind a bit. I don't know why, but this shot right here, I'm getting serious like paranormal investigation vibes. I don't know what it is, but like Liza with the notepad and stuff. If you've ever watched Ghost Adventures, you know those like extras that come in and they like can speak to the spirits and stuff. She's giving me that vibe.
And it also sometimes plays into the fact that, you know, this person, the profile that they're pretending to be isn't directly asking you for money. So how many times do we see a victim reach out and they're like, you know, he's not the guy that's stealing the money from me. It's this parcel company. It's this website that's doing it. But really, this is all one group of people or one person that's behind everything and pretending to be multiple people.
It's the
No, that's a great
relief
point because the scammers
responsibility.
found a way to kind of take the blame off themselves in a sense. Yeah. So another thing that we looked at too is, you know, he mentioned he has this castle in Germany. So
I'm not even joking, by the way. I feel like we've also seen this picture be used. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I've watched a lot of these now, and my eyes are like flashing before. I'm getting deja vu. I'm getting delululu.
researched this address also within different variations because you can see he gave us a bunch of different
What is this?
addresses.
Right.
So It kind of just dropped me right in the middle there of the street because there's no records for that address at all.
As outlandish as like the stories were, that was like her lifestyle. Like she was a backup singer for Fleetwood Mac. Like she had a celebrity-like lifestyle where she's flown in helicopters and she's maybe even seen gold bars and she's seen tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash. And so like,
I'm so sorry to pause it again, but where are people seeing gold bars, man? Unless you work in a bank or a treasury, where are you seeing gold bars?
to be presented with this stuff for her was normal, but also she had assistants and people helping her out and making business decisions for her, which I think took some of her judgment away, like as she, you know, unfortunately, like got into the real world, you know, and had these conversations with this person without anybody around, you know.
His real name is actually Raho Bornhorst.
Life
How do
coach.
you think that she took it when we revealed to
that's
her
just
that
ironic.
this person has his own life, a different job, he lives in a different place, drives a different car than anything that she thought?
We have been able to find some social media links here that explain who he is and what he does. So basically, he's a life coach. So he's in Germany.
That's why there are all the pictures of him with Buddha and meditation and all of that. But that's not Donald Horst.
Sorry,
It's
what's
fake.
his name?
He's
Horst.
fake. And he used somebody else's pictures.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, she's
So
like
what
a
they do is
journalist
they
right now.
steal images of other people. And so they find people
that.
that other people have an affinity for. And people like this tend to be a target because they're well-known people and they have this like proof that they know, hey, if I use these pictures, people like this person, they flock to this person. So I'm going to use these pictures and we're going to find somebody in Germany because, you know, these Americans, you know, probably won't know who this person is. The other thing too is like somebody like this has a lot of pictures. And so at a drop of a hat, if he needs more pictures, he has a source to go get more pictures for, and he can manipulate or Photoshop them, or there might even already be a picture of what he's talking about, like, oh, I went to a temple, I did this Buddhist thing, blah, 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 and then he can build that story and send it over to you, and you believe it because, I mean, he's produced all these pictures, you know, they see that you are a widow and maybe they saw pictures of your husband, they could be like, oh, let me get somebody that's like this, I know they're mourning. It's the worst type of crime there is.
Preying on someone's grief and sorrow.
Yep.
They'll use religion, they'll use the grief and sorrow, they'll use the manipulation, isolation, all these different things.
Amazingly, he even managed to call me nicknames that my husband used to call me. And I started to think that my husband was coming back through him to be with me again. That's what I was thinking. I went mental.
People don't come to us because they think nothing's wrong. They come to us because there's something, their spidey sense is going on and telling them something. So like what I've noticed a lot of times in the reveals is like...
Right. My spidey senses are going off after I've sent 1 million plus. I mean, if there's ever a time to know something is going wrong, it's after that.
It's like, okay, you can see that like they're really hoping that it's not true, or, you know, they've set aside this information that, you know, they have doubts about and try to hold on to the other stuff. And so when it like finally clicks, like a lot of people are like, oh, they're so emotionless or whatever, but they've been essentially prepping themselves for this time.
Years.
Yeah. Deep down inside, they know it's something's up.
Yeah, something's
So what
You
the hell?
sent over Bitcoin addresses that you deposited money into.
The wallets.
The wallets. So I put all of these wallets within, it's called the blockchain. And so what that does is it tells us the money coming into that wallet, the money going out to that wallet.
It
And
looks
so
like a bunch of
basically what we
lines
did is
to
we
me.
just followed the money. So every time the money moved, we moved with it. We checked to see which wallet ID it was moving to throughout the blockchain.
And so the way crypto works is it's anonymous, but there's permanent records. Every time there's a transaction at a bank, you know, they have a ledger and they save the transactions in the bank, right? Well, with crypto, the transactions go across lots and lots of different computers and it gets stored. and it's public information. And so what Brianne was able to do is actually trace that public information. It's very time-consuming, complicated, because there are a lot of transactions. And so most criminals, what happens is when you deposit money into a crypto account, they don't just go and withdraw it. They transfer the money around so they can confuse law enforcement. They can confuse.
They spread it all out. They break it down and spread it all out.
So that's exactly what happened here. So you can see all the different places this money went.
In Liza's case, she was asked to send money to a specific crypto wallet. And a wallet is, if you think of it as a bank account, right? So I sign up for a bank account. My name is on it. I have a bank account number. And so that is attached to me personally. I've had to send the bank my personal information to create this specific bank account that only I know the contents and the number.
When we're looking into Bitcoin transactions, our goal is to find the bank. We input the wallet number into our system, and we are able to see all of the other wallets that sent or received transactions. At some point, the crypto has to be sent to an exchange, which is like a bank. This is essentially where Liza's money was withdrawn by someone.
Just shifting down here, this was huge. So the majority went down here to this.
And that's probably the scammer's account.
The majority of my money went there.
Yeah, that's most likely the scammer's account. And so there were other transactions that were going to these wallets, which means there were probably other victims, by the way. So best case scenario when we trace crypto is we can trace it back to an exchange. And so an exchange is basically like a bank, right? And so there are US-based exchanges like Coinbase and Binance, for example. In order to do business in the United States, they have to abide by banking laws. So when you created a bank account, you have to provide your identity in order to do that.
Yes.
So Binance and Coinbase, which actually the money went into, have to abide by those same laws. And so these accounts that we're able to trace it back to, there's somebody's identity attached to those accounts, which is a very good thing for you. But what we can do is we have all the contact information for Coinbase and Binance, and all you have to do, Liza, at this point, now you have to go to law enforcement, you have to file a police report, right? We're gonna literally package everything up for you, tie it up with a bow. We're gonna even give law enforcement, like, step by step, like everything that they need to do this, because so a lot of times local law enforcement, they don't fully understand crypto. And usually with this amount of money, there's some money still around, and they could potentially seize some of the money, you know? I wouldn't bank on getting all your money back. It might even be a small portion that you get back at some point, but it's gonna be a long road. I just wanna set the tone and the expectation. I wanna give you some hope that this is like real stuff that people actually get recourse for. And it's a difficult road, but we're gonna walk you through this process. Today's just the beginning of this, and so we wanna hand everything over to you, and then we'll walk you through everything.
And so what happens is law enforcement go, they file this KYC request. These US exchanges have to abide by these laws. They're usually really fast to respond, and they often don't even need like a subpoena. They can just make the request as long as the law enforcement can do it. That's why we always push to go to your local law enforcement and see if they'll do these requests for you.
What is
what
this?
makes me sick about it? You know, my husband has 2 grown children, and he left everything to me. And I feel bad because I've lost it all. It makes me feel really, really horrible.
There were kids involved. See, now I don't know what to feel here, because yeah, you're crying and it's sad. You pissed away the money, but so you didn't even think of the kids? Huh? No, I'm assuming the kids, they are going to be older, right? They are adults, but you didn't think of them, did you? Like, hey, let me help out my husband's kids. No, just this man, Donald, and his problems. Let me know your thoughts. Does that, you know, I mean, that, I can't find the words right now because I'm trying to not get angry, but I hope those kids are doing okay without the money, but you could have set them up for life with the money as well. I
feel like I've dishonored him.
Yeah, I mean...
And it's hard to forgive myself for that.
Just keep your head up and keep going.
Keep your head up.
And
I'm sorry, but I understand you can't really say anything else here, but keep your head up. I mean, look, I get it, but it just seems a bit like, what else can I say? Which is true, what else can you say in this situation? So maybe I take that back.
It will never be worse than what it was yesterday, and so if you keep moving forward, there's hope. And it sounds like you have amazing friends, like seriously.
I know.
So where were the friends then?
The past 20 months just being at home.
Where were they?
And not having any money. I've lost 30 pounds. Before we stop filming, I just want to say that I appreciate your help so much.
So it's been devastating losing all of my money, and I mean all of it. All. A-L-L.
Why are you making jokes here?
Singing is
That's
my
joy.
joy. It's what keeps me going. And at this age, I still can sing. So
That's
I'm
good.
very grateful for that. And I intend to use that musical energy to dig myself out of this hole that I've been in for the last 20 months and get back to who I really am.
So, in all those 20 months, no friends intervened? No thought came across your head like, hold on, before I send 145 grand, maybe the kids need something. Hey guys, do you need anything? Are you struggling? Would you like some of your dad's inheritance?
Getting back to my joy of performing, of sharing the songs that I have written, of being a human being again and not just a vegetable waiting to hear some phony text from some phony person who has totally tricked me. I'm done with that, and I also
You couldn't have said this
I want to
before.
help other women not fall prey to that. It's very easy when you're a widow, when you're recently widowed and you're lonely and you're grieving, it's really easy to let somebody come in and supposedly lift you up, but it's not real. So I am going back to my music and going back to my friends who've kept me going. I've had my electricity turned off a few times. I'm still struggling, but I'm going up, not down. And I'm not going sideways anymore.
I mean, that's,
Up is the answer.
positive. I like that. Liza tried to file a police report several times, but local authorities have denied her several times and referred to the FBI. The FBI hasn't responded. I mean, that's pretty much the case in all of these, no? Did the people ever get their money back? $1 million, by the way. Oh my goodness. $1 million plus. Absolutely shat out.
We have been pushing for law enforcement to help Liza for 6 months. She's waited for them to respond, but never received any email back. It was a frustrating situation, so we decided to take matters into our own hands. We sent Donald a link from our site, FU gift cards.
Right.
For those of you that don't know, we use this fake website to track the locations of scammers.
Yeah.
He clicked on it. The IP came back to Lagos, Nigeria.
Right.
David was able to make a connection with the EFCC, and we finally had good news for Liza. And we decided to hop on one more call with her.
Okay.
So this has been a long road, a long journey for you.
Yes.
And, obviously we went to authorities. We hit a lot of roadblocks.
I must say, I know this is pretty irrelevant, right? But she is a very, fabulous, glamorous woman. And I don't know if this is her house, because she says she sold her home, but the house looks nice. And, do you know what I mean? It's a shame that she lost her money. But at the same time, I feel like the husband left a lot of money. Now, granted, if I ever lost 1 million plus to a scammer, I'm telling you now, you might as well rub me in Vaseline and set me on fire, if that's a thing. But I don't know, in the grand scheme of things, she didn't take it too bad. So, you know, props for that.
One of the things with your case is we were able to get that IP address that hit, right? And that traced back to Nigeria.
But, sorry, but maybe I say this a lot, but do I look like her? I'm looking at her, and if I did my eyebrows, right? Slapped some lipstick on, gave myself the Chandler Bing haircut from when he was in college, would I look like this? I don't know.
Right.
So I have a friend that works for the EFCC in Nigeria. And so I had sent him your case about 6 months ago and gave a breakdown. We've been going back and forth on your case. He was asking me for more information, and I got an email that I want to read to you.
Okay.
This is music.
You know, we've been going back and forth. So he said, apologize for replying late. Thank you for the information provided. Meanwhile, I've got an update for you and your team on Elizabeth Liza Likens' case. He's like, the case was assigned to my colleague. I will provide an update soon.
Right.
So we have law enforcement in Nigeria that's on it. And
Sorry to interrupt you, David. Mr. David Bowie Eyes. But the update is that I will have an update for you another time. Don't you hate that, by the way? When someone says to you, oh, we need to talk, and then they say, by the way, we'll talk later. So, get the hell back here right now. But yeah, that's not an update. So, that wouldn't that wouldn't fill me with confidence.
Have everything traced back to Binance. And what that means is that law enforcement can go and file a KYC request and find out who this person is. And so we're not very far away from being able to get there. This is going to be another journey for you. I just want to be candid and upfront with you. But the nice thing is we have it in law enforcement's hands. And what the detective had told me is somebody that gets that much money, they buy things with it. So they buy cars and houses and all sorts of things. And what they can do is they can search for their assets, seize their assets, sell their assets. So there might be a chance for you to get some of this money back. And I want you to know that this whole time we've had your back and we've been working hard in the background.
I know that. Yeah. And I'm so grateful. Thank you.
I know that this has been just
hard.
Yeah. But we'll come back to Vegas. We'll hang out with you. We're gonna do Vegas right with Liza Likens. And
you guys have been so great to me. You're the only ones who have helped me.
Yeah, no problem. Look, we do this all the time, and we know what you're going through. You know, it's still going to be a road ahead. You know, unfortunately, these investigations, they take a little bit of time. I know this detective personally. I've literally gone to Vegas and had dinner with him and his colleague.
It's huge.
Yeah.
To me, it's a huge deal. Yeah. I couldn't get the FBI to even open the door.
Yeah. Well, we kicked down a bunch of doors for you, so.
Love you.
Love you too, Liza.
A big hug for me. And when I go in the office, I'll send you all that info.
All right, you look beautiful, by the way. Yeah.
Hey, you're married.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
See you later. Bye.
Stop it, David.
Liza still has a long road ahead of herself, but we are going to continue to push her case forward. If you have ever learned anything from our videos, or if they've even stopped you from sending money to someone online, please comment down below. And thank you everyone for watching. Oh wait,
thank you.
One more thing. If you don't know, an old case that we covered on our YouTube channel was picked up by TMZ. Neve from MTV Catfish did an interview a day later, and this is what he had to say about our YouTube channel.
What's the biggest part of the story to me is that there's like a YouTube account that broke the story called like CATFIShed.
Yes.
And I'm like, wait a second, they're making my show for YouTube. Like, is that, are they allowed to do that?
I thought it was you, but they were
that should be my show.
So they basically catfish.
So, yeah, the Catfish story broke on a Catfish YouTube channel that's catfishing me. So
interesting.
What do you guys think? Do you think we're stealing MTV Catfish's content? Or is our content a different angle on catfishing? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you, Drew. I mean, to answer that, first, if you want to see that reaction, I think it's actually the first that I've ever did it. And it was because it went viral on like Twitter and stuff. So somewhere up there, I'll put it. But, I mean, I don't care, really, if you took their idea or not, because I'm reacting to you. So, I have no say in the matter. Diplomatic answer there. Get me running for president. What did we learn here? We learned that perhaps some people should not be in control of such large amounts of money. I understand that Liza was grieving. Of course, I sympathize with her in that respect. But it's just, I can't in my head, and it's a very empty space up here. So there's a lot of room for me to understand things, but I don't understand why you think it's okay to send such large amounts of money to someone you've never met when there's literally kids waiting in the background. And again, I know they might be older and they have jobs and whatnot, but they could have left the job. What do you guys think? Do you think Liza, well, definitely one of the more ridiculous stories, I'm telling you that right now. I mean, the twists that were in this, kind of fake, to be honest. But that's another story for another day. So I'll see you guys on the next one. How long is this? Oh, it's been over an hour. So enjoy another hour of me. I wish I could say the same thing in the bedroom. But take care. Peace. And if you want to see yesterday's reaction of the new episode that came out on 31st of January 2024, it's there. Yes, I don't think I've left this chair recently. Bye.